$16 million for a single piece of cardboard. In February 2026, this PSA 10 Pikachu illustrator didn't just break records, it broke the internet. But the insanity isn't just luck. Decades before this card hit the auction block, a series of calculated tactical decisions were made in a Tokyo office that guaranteed it would one day be worth a fortune. Today, we're tracing the secret journey of a Pokémon card, from a spark of imagination to a global asset worth more than a mansion. Section 1. The Creative Spark, Conception in Tokyo. Every Pokémon card doesn't start its life in a factory, but in the minds of designers at a company called Creatures Inc. in Tokyo. This is the creative heart of the Pokémon TCG. Long before a card is printed, teams of game designers and strategists map out the entire set, deciding which Pokémon will get the spotlight and what new gameplay mechanics will be introduced. They spend months, sometimes a whole year, balancing the power levels and ensuring the new cards will interact in exciting ways with the old ones. Once the blueprint for the set is in place, illustrators get their assignments. They use everything from digital painting software for crisp, modern designs to hand-sculpted clay models, which are then lit and photographed to create incredibly dynamic and realistic artwork. After the art is finalized, graphic designers begin the meticulous task of laying out the card itself. It's like a complex puzzle on a tiny canvas. They must perfectly arrange the stats, abilities, energy costs, and flavor text on a master computer template, ensuring everything is legible and visually balanced. But here's the first crucial step in creating value. This design goes through a rigorous inspection. They aren't just looking for typos, they're hunting for game-breaking loopholes in the rules text and ensuring every artistic detail aligns with the Pokémon's established lore. Anything that isn't perfect is sent back for revision. After that, every card must get the final green light from the Pokémon Company, the joint venture of Nintendo, Creatures, and Game Freak that centrally manages the brand. This careful approval process is the very first filter, a deliberate bottleneck ensuring only the most balanced and well-designed cards make it to the next stage. It's the first layer of scarcity, created right at the source. Section 2. The Global Rollout, Translation and Variation. Once a set is finalized in Japan, a master list is sent to the Pokémon Company International, usually in a massive spreadsheet. From there, a dedicated team starts the tough process of translating every single card in the set into English, which can take around 3 weeks. They meticulously check for any errors before the new text is placed onto the card templates. From there, the set is often translated again into other languages like French, Italian, German, and Spanish. Now, this is more than just making the game accessible. It's a key, often overlooked driver of value. This localization process creates multiple regional versions of the same card. While a complete set usually refers to one language, for some die-hard collectors, the ultimate goal is owning a card from every language it was printed in. This multiplies the demand for rare cards, turning a single collectible into a worldwide treasure hunt and driving up the price for the most sought-after regional prints. It's a fascinating global strategy, and if you're enjoying these inside details, a quick click of the subscribe button helps us keep digging them up. Section 3. The Factory Floor, where cardboard becomes gold. This is where the magic and the money truly happens. After translation, the final digital files are sent to a specialized printing facility like the Millennium Print Group, which was acquired by the Pokémon Company International in 2022. Here, they use colossal industrial printing presses, massive machines capable of producing a staggering number of Pokémon cards every single day. The cards are printed on huge double-sided sheets, typically in an 11 by 11 grid that makes 121 cards per sheet. They use a standard CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black ink system with multiple color plates for each sheet to produce those vibrant colors we all recognize. But what about the cards that shine, the holofoils? That's a separate, more complex process. The shimmering effect is created using a technique called cold foil stamping, where a thin layer of metallic foil is applied to specific areas. The sheet then passes under powerful UV lights that cure the ink and bond the foil to the card. Holofoil sheets are produced in much smaller numbers than regular card sheets, meaning holos are, by their very nature, born to be rarer. The complexity of this process is exactly why some cards get so valuable. Tiny variations in foil application or color accuracy create minute differences. A card with perfect centering and a flawless holo pattern is exponentially rarer than one with minor printing flaws, even if they came off the same press on the same day. Section 4. The final cut, precision, errors, and the birth of extreme value. After the ink is dry and the foil is set, the massive sheets are fed into high-speed industrial cutters. These machines slice the sheets into individual cards and punch out those signature rounded corners. All the while, employees are constantly checking for consistency. Next is quality control. Automated systems scan thousands of cards per hour, looking for any flaw imaginable: off-center cuts, smudges, ink bleeds, or faded colors. Cards that fail this inspection are supposed to be rejected and destroyed. But here's one of the wildest secrets to a card's value. Sometimes they aren't. Cards that fail QC but somehow slip through and end up in a booster pack become what collectors call error cards. An off-center Charizard, or a card with a misaligned holo pattern, is a factory mistake. But for collectors, it's treasure. It's a wild paradox. The factory's failure is what creates immense value. A card with a unique printing error can be worth 10 to 100 times more than a perfect version of that same card. Why? Because in a world of millions of identical cards, a mistake is the one thing that is truly, verifiably unique. So we have the design, printing, and errors that create physical rarity. But how does this all translate into a card being worth a house? It's all about a carefully designed numbers game. Before we get into the math, if you're enjoying this inside look, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep digging for more secrets like these. Section 5. The rarity game, scarcity by design. A Pokémon card's value isn't left to chance. It's engineered from the start through the rarity system. If you look at the bottom corner of any Pokémon card, you'll find a small symbol that tells you exactly how rare it is. It starts with common cards, marked with a circle, and uncommon cards, marked with a diamond. The first level of desirable cards are the rares, marked with a single black star. From the Scarlet and Violet series onward, every English booster pack is guaranteed to have at least a rare card or better. But this is where the chase really begins. The truly valuable cards fall into even higher tiers, and when you pull one, it replaces the regular rare in your pack. There are double rares with 2 black stars for powerful Pokémon X, and ultra rares, which often feature full card artwork. Then you have the holy grails of a set, the illustration rares, special illustration rares, and the stunning gold hyper rares. Finally, there are the secret rares. These are cards numbered beyond the official set list. For example, a card numbered 101 in a 100 card set. This whole system is a carefully designed numbers game. It's built so that a hyper rare or special illustration rare might only show up in 1 out of every 100 packs or even less, though official pull rates are a closely guarded secret. It's a pyramid with millions of common cards at the base and just a handful of legendary treasures at the very top. Section 6. The $1 million formula. A perfect storm. So, how does this lead to a $1 million card? Let's use the most famous example, the first edition base set, Charizard. First, vintage scarcity. The earliest sets from 1999 were printed in much smaller quantities than the billions of cards produced today. The supply was limited from day one. Second, engineered rarity. That Charizard was a holo rare, already one of the hardest cards to pull from a pack.
I'll give
Third,
you 3 for that
cultural
shiny one.
demand.
Okay, deal.
Charizard was and still is one of the most popular Pokemon of all time. Everybody wanted one. But the final and most important factor is grading scarcity. Most kids who pulled a Charizard in 1999 did what kids do. They played with it. They wrapped it in rubber bands, shoved it in their pockets, and traded it on the playground. Because of that, almost all of those original cards are now damaged. Only a tiny fraction of a percent survived in perfect gem mint condition. When a card is sent to a grading company like PSA and gets that perfect 10 score, it becomes one of maybe only 100 or so in the entire world in that pristine condition. Low initial supply, high rarity, massive demand, and an extreme scarcity of perfect copies. That is the perfect storm. That is the formula for $1 million Pokémon card.
Conclusion. Pokémon cards are worth millions because they are the result of engineered value. From the initial design approvals in Tokyo to the specific way holofoil is applied in a factory, every single step is part of the process. The manufacturing system intentionally creates rarity through its printing techniques and even its mistakes. This is then boosted by a tiered rarity system that mathematically guarantees the most desirable cards are the hardest to find. When you combine that engineered scarcity with the powerful forces of nostalgia, pop culture, and the near impossibility of keeping a 25-year-old piece of cardboard in perfect condition, you get more than just a trading card. You get a true cultural icon, a collectible asset that, for a lucky few, can be worth more than gold. So, the next time you open a pack, take a closer look at the card in your hand. Check the centering, the texture of the foil, the symbol in the corner. You're not just holding a Pokémon, you're holding the end result of a long, deliberate journey, designed from the very start to create millionaires out of the real fans. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love to know why the PGA banned this golf ball for design too well.